Hi guys, it's me. Again, I'm Geri. You can't see me on camera. I tried to film this with my regular camera, but my old computer's too old and my editing software won't work anymore. So we're going to try it this way until my new computer gets in. It's just so slow I can't deal with it. So anyway, we're going to make this face mask, or excuse me, we're going to make this I-95 mask cover. And they're similar to the ones that are being made by the Million Mask project that's going on, that I also belong to. But this one has got a pocket so that you can put in an some kind of filter in case you don't have an I-95 mask in order to cover it. This is also a good mask to use if you are cutting the grass. It's good for filtering out pollen, or when you're dusting things like the like ceiling fans that get really dusty, and so you put the mask on so you don't end up breathing in all the dust. So these are really good. In fact, these are a lot of fun to make, and they're really quick to do. So what you need to do is you need your fabric washed, and you need a 8-inch by 14-inch piece of fabric. I have pre-washed it, and if you pre-wash it, don't use detergent that's got a lot of scent in it, and don't use fabric softener. And so you don't want to be breathing in that scent really close to your face. So anyway, so what I did was I serged the edges just so that it'll make it a little neater whenever you're putting the filter in the pocket. See, that's got a pocket right there. So anyway, the first thing you do, the other things you need is you need 2 pieces of elastic 7 inches, and you're going to need a piece of wire to mold around the nose, the bridge of the nose. If it's a firm wire, you only need about 3.5 inches, but if it's really flimsy wire like this one, then you want to make it 7 inches, then fold it in half, and then crimp it flat. This is just plain wire that I got from Lowe's. It's twist tie that you use for gardens and stuff. And you get 200 feet of it for like $4 or $5. It was kind of cheap. And of course, the elastic, I used 1/8 inch elastic, but you could use a 1/4 inch or the round elastic, anything you've got. I've even got lingerie elastic. So when all this is all over, I probably will have used up some elastic that I've been it's been ripening for 20 years. So anyway, if you're going to cut the wire, use really cheap yucky scissors. So anyway, what you're going to do first of all is you're going to sew right sides together, and see how right here with the serging I put one right next to the other, and I'm going to stitch about 1/8 of an inch from the bottom here, or 1/4 of an inch from the top of this smaller piece. So here we go. Come over here. And this should make it a little easier to see. Pardon the moving of the camera. I don't know how to edit on this iPhone yet. Okay, so I'm going to sew here I'm going to back tack. And I want to sew about maybe 2 inches, and I'm just guessing, and it's about 2 inches from my needle to the back of this plate. And then back tack, cut, go forward, and it's about 2 inches here as well. Try that. Okay, and I'm going to press it open. So my iron should be hot. Okay, and I'm going to press it open. Okay, and now that's good and pressed. Come back to the machine. And this may be a little hard to see, but I'm going to start with the tube right sides out, or inside, and I'm going to take the shorter end right here, the shorter seam, and I'm going to stitch 1/8 of an inch away from the seam line, just all the way across. I don't know if you can see that or not. I hope you can. When I come to the end, I just leave the needle down because I'm off the fabric. And now I'm going to sew 1/4 of an inch from that same seam line on the other side, sort of like you're making half square triangles. Okay. I'm now going to turn this right sides out here, and I'm going to press with the 1/4 inch top stitching on the top. I'm just going to press that down and press the whole thing down. Okay, back to the machine because now we're going to make the casing for the wire. Okay, and I'm just going to start stitching 1/8 of an inch on the top side of that original seam. Okay, and I'm going to take my wire and sort of put it in the middle and center it, and I'm going to sew to about right there. And stop, pivot, back stitch until you're back in the same hole or close to it. Stitch about 1 inch or so, 1 to 2 inches. Raise the presser foot, slide the wire, and it'll flip into this little pocket that you've made with that stitching back there. Push it up against the other edge, and then I can feel where the end of the wire is, and that's about right here. So I'm going to stitch to that point. Pivot again, come back, stitch to the end. Now about 1/8 of an inch on the side, just base stitch it in. About 1/4 of an inch from the bottom, turn it and stitch all the way across, and that finishes the bottom nice and neatly, all the way to 1/8 of an inch about to the end. And stitch up top. Okay, now we need to set the pleats. So what I'm going to do is, I have already figured out, oh well, I didn't figure out where these pleats went. Actually, these pleats were figured out by the guys from So Yeah YouTube channel. It's 2 brothers that have a quilting YouTube channel, and they came up with the measurements. They did a mask real similar that does not have a pocket. It's just simply done, but I wanted a pocket for a filter. So you're going to make marks on the side. I'm going to use my friction pen at 1.5 inches, 2.5 inches, 3, 4, 5, and 5.5, and do the same thing on the other side. And I just did it on a piece of paper. This really speeds up production. So far I have made about 150 of these things. So anyway, I'm going to take my lines, take the first 1.5 inch line, take it to the 2 inch line, and pin it. Do the other side, or you could use Wonder Clips too. And then I'm going to pin from outside in because I'm going to be pulling those pins out just before I stitch. So yeah, had you pleat had to press each and every pleat, like you'll be here all day. So I just placed them all, and we'll press it one time. Okay. And the last one. And this one. Okay, and if I pull this open, see now it's nice and flat. Nice even pleats, and you don't have to fiddle with it every time if you make a template, and just make the marks one time. And I'll turn this over to the front side. The front side's the one without the pocket, and just make sure those pleats look good. Give them an extra little press here so that they're nice and flat. Okay, and there's one that's a little wonky, so I'll fix that. Then I'm going to take my elastic, and I'm working on the front side, not the inside with the pocket, but the front side. And I'm going to put my elastic pieces. So I'm going to go back to the machine. Okay. And I'm going to place the elastic at the top, about within 1/4 of an inch, top 1/4 inch, and I'm going to just about 1/8 of an inch from this edge, just base this stuff in. Then I'm going to take this in, I'm going to seal these pleats down. See, I'm pulling them out as I get to them. And then about where I want to put the elastic, it's small and it likes to slide on me. So I put it right up against the needle so the next stitch catches it, and we're good. Same thing on the other side. I hope y'all are having a good time sewing. I miss you guys. I tried to order something from online, from Joann's, or pick up at the store, and you can't do it. It just won't work. Mostly because the store, I think, in Brandywine, Maryland is closed. So there's no pickup there. Okay. Now we're going to just seal these edges in. So on the back side, one with the pocket, I'm going to lay, I have my 1.5 inch by 6 inch strip. In the Sew Yeah video, he said do 2 inches, and he had you put these raw edges together and turn it just like you do quilt binding. But I found that to be too much bulk. This actually gives you a smoother end. A little more comfortable without a big lump on the side of your face. Okay, I'm pin this in. Come over here. It's a little on the long side, so I'm going to chop it off. Fold it. And I'll do the same thing on the other side. And here we go. Now I have written instructions with illustrations that I wrote up that I don't know how to put a file onto Facebook. I don't think we can, so if you will email me at waltzquilt@yahoo.com, I will be happy to send you a copy of the written instructions. And I did clearly illustrate them, at least I hope. I didn't do a whole lot of editing, so if you see any typos in it, let me know. And I'm again sewing 1/4 of an inch from the edges. Again, back tacking at the beginning and the top, because this is, oops, don't want to catch your elastic. Back tap. Okay, now I'm going to pull these open and finger press this down. And then fold that. Now we're on the front side of the mask. And there is a reason I did this, where most people want to put this elastic on the back, but I found it sort of gapped. You know, made the face covering gap against the face, and you really want these to fit as tightly as you can against the face. So, and I'll show you in a little bit why it works better. And do the same thing on this side. Just fold that. And we're going to top stitch these down, and then it's done. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay. All right, and now I'm just, again, back tacking at the beginning and the end. Pull that pin out. Yeah, so can we still see that? Yep, I think you can. Pull that thread out. I like this pin cushion. All right, so those magnetic ones, because I just sort of throw the pins in its direction. It'll catch it. Ah, my thread just, my needle, I don't know what did. I thought my needle came unthreaded, but it didn't. is done. Easy. Okay, now you can put a filter in it. And for the filter, I like to use the HEPA vacuum cleaner bags because they will filter to 0.3 microns. And I just cut an oval about 5.5 to 6 inches wide and 6 inches high, and you just open your mask. Can we see this? Yeah, you just, there we go. Oh, you can see it. You just open the mask and put the filter in. And this is not a proper filter. This is just a piece of stabilizer, leftover stabilizer that I just happen to have handy for my pattern. I use this one as a pattern to cut it out because you don't want to put pins to that micron filter. Okay, and now my filter's in here and it's ready to wear. Now, the reason that I have put the elastic on the front side is, like, say if this was the back side and you wore it, see how that gaps, say this was your face, it would kind of gap away from the face, and that leaves an air gap there. But if you turn it this way, it actually holds most of it against the side of the face, and I'll show you over here how it works. Scoot away some. So you can see my funny face. Okay, so what you do is the elastic is on the front. You just put it over top of your, wait a minute, the metal part with the nose wire is on the top. And you form this up around the nose, up underneath your glasses, and see how this fits nice and close to the face? See that? And it's very comfortable. My daughter-in-law absolutely loves these. So I'll put this one on as if it was backwards, and see how this gaps? It's actually safer the other way. So anyway, I'll talk to you in a little bit. We're going to do a Facebook Live. I'm going to try to do one today, which is Wednesday. I'll probably do another one tomorrow afternoon because I am making these masks for the Million Mask Challenge, and they like ties instead of elastic. So I'm going to show you how to use the serger with a chain stitch on how to make the masks with the double fold bias binder, which is this little thing. So I'm going to make lots and lots of ties. And I may even show you how to make that kind of mask tomorrow. So I'm going to do that tomorrow around 3 o'clock. And today, I'm hoping to go live today just to have a little chat with you guys tonight, or maybe at 7 o'clock tonight. I'll talk to you later. Love you. Bye.